folks. Happy Saturday night. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Uh, this was actually originally scheduled for the other day. As you can hear, I'm just getting over a respiratory infection and I've been bored to death sitting at home. So I thought, you know what? Instead of doing this Monday night, I'm like, fuck this. Let's do it Saturday night because I'm bored to hell. And then I can always talk Kiss, I can talk music, talk movies, whatever. I'm just sick and tired of sitting in the house being sick. So I figure, what the hell? Maybe out there is not doing anything on a Saturday night. Let's talk some Kiss, talk some music, talk some movies, talk whatever the hell we want to talk. Who gives a shit? Hey, Ryan, what's up? How's your Saturday night going? Pardon me if my voice cracks a little bit, but I have a voice now. I didn't have a voice at all early in the week. It was horrible. So happy to have what I have left. And it's getting better little by little. I'll be using the mute button a lot tonight to cough. But hey, what's going on? Hey, Frank Riker, what's up, buddy? How's it shaking? You guys getting some snow over there? We're getting some snow right now. I know you're not too far from me. Yeah, Frank's about a half hour, 35 minutes from me. And yeah, just started snowing here again. It was snowing last night. So only good thing about being sick is I get off of snow duty. So I did get out of that. But so if it snows tonight, I'm gonna get stuck with it tomorrow because I'm feeling a little bit better. But what else? How's everybody else's weekend going? You guys feel free to have some cocktails. Unfortunately, I usually do have a few cocktails while I'm live, but I'm on antibiotics, so I'm being a good boy because I want to get this shit cleared up. So I don't want to screw it up by having a couple of beers or something stronger. But boy, Lord knows I could really use a drink. But yeah, so I think we talk some Kiss tonight. We can go album by album. I have all the CDs right here. We talk about what's your favorite song, favorite memory about a Kiss album. We talk about different music. Usually when I do these Kiss and chats, it's been a minute since I've done one. This is the first of the year. It's been a couple of months. We end up talking about all different types of music. So if you're not a Kiss fan, you have nothing to do, hang out. It's not just going to be all Kiss stuff. And maybe like 70s Kiss, maybe like 80s Kiss. Cool. Just saw Den of Thieves today. How was it? 2 today. How was it? Good? I've been watching, I've been home, like I said, for like the past few days, homesick. And truth be told, shout out to everybody in California. I've been watching a lot of wildfire stuff, man. That's some crazy shit, especially, and Frank will attest to this. We saw a lot of those locations when we were there for H45, and it's just heartbreaking. My heart goes out to everybody in California, man. That's just some scary, scary shit being out there. And hope they get that stuff under control and it calms down. But I've been watching that for the past couple of days, and I'm just watching a lot of the same movies over and over again. I just really not too much. I did watch the Saturday Night movie, the one about Saturday Night Live, because I'm a big Saturday Night Live fan. The original cast. I read the book too, and that was pretty good. It wasn't bad. I don't know why people kind of crapped on it, but it was good. Cody, where the hell are you tonight? Are you driving? Are you texting and driving right now? Let us know your location. Well, you don't have to pinpoint the exact location. You're not going anywhere near California, are you? I was just curious if you'd be out in that direction at all with all the stuff going on out there. That's some crazy shit. But yeah, so I can grab some CDs. We could just talk about that, hang out for a couple of minutes, let people filter in. And Kiss fans want to talk, just talk anything else. I really don't care. I was just so bored to hell. You know, people attest to this when you're sick and you sit in the house. I mean, yeah, this day and age, you got the internet, you can do stuff. There's tons of movies and stuff to do. But I was just like, oh, I'm bored. And I was going to push this to Monday night, but I got to go back to work on Monday. So I'm sure I'm going to be tired as shit after being off for like 4 days. Oh, there's Bill. Yeah, man. After Tuesday night, it just went downhill. I got like a respiratory infection, so I'm just getting my voice back now. And I wasn't going to do this till Monday, but I figured I was so fucking bored sitting in the house. I'm like, let's do this. Hang out on a Saturday night and just talk some music, some Kiss, and go from there. But for those that don't know who Bill is, a good friend of mine, he does have his own introduction, and here it is.
Fuck the other Everscathed. Fuck you for sending me this shit.
That is him in the flesh. But look at Ryan. That was Kiss. Enjoyed Strutter from their debut album. Let's do that. Let's go with number 1. Debut album from Kiss. What would somebody's favorite song be from here? Now, I did do this. I did standalone videos on this, so I am going to go back after this and revisit to see if anything changed, because anything could change on any given day, especially with Kiss, especially, if you're a big Kiss fan like I am. I was looking this over, and man, there's a lot of. I mean, there's some heavy hitters on here like Cold Gin, Firehouse, Nothing to Lose, of course, Strutter, Black Diamond. But I always went, and Deuce is good. Oh God, Deuce is great. Been playing that for 30 years. I would probably go with 100,000 Years. That's what I love. And we're not gonna do any live albums. We'll keep the live albums off maybe for another late night chat. But their 100,000 Years version on a live is just kicks ass. I just love the live album was my introduction to Kiss when we first got that in '75. But I would say, yeah, I would have to say 100,000 Years. I mean, I love every song on here. I mean, I could do without Love Theme from Kiss. That was just that was their song Acrobat, which is like an instrumental they actually did back in their club days. Eric M, look at that, Eric M. We have a second, 100,000. He's with me, 100,000 Years. So that would be my favorite. It just kicks ass. And like I was saying, Eric, the live version when he does the breakdown in the middle, Paul does the "Do you feel high?" Feel all right, rather, and they do the big flames. Oh God, I love that shit. Oh, excuse me, love it. Cody says Strutter's his favorite Kiss song ever. Look at that, right from the original. Although they did remix it and do the '78 version on Double Platinum, but yeah, the OG is still my favorite. I mean, they gave it a little bit more of a disco flavor because it was that era, but the OG is the best. But yeah, we're getting to Calling Dr. Love, man. When we get to Rock and Roll Over, that's a good one. So we can. So anybody watching after the fact, let throw it in the comments below. Let me know what your number one would be from the OG. Look at that. I'm going to stack them neatly because these are all in order. So I don't want to screw them up when I put them back on my shelves over here. Let me move this. I'm going to move on to album number 2, released in the same year, '74. See, Kiss was awesome back in the day because they used to put 2 albums out a year. I mean, granted, the albums were a lot smaller. They only had like 8 songs, and they only about a half hour. Nowadays, people put too much shit. Actually, nowadays, people don't even put shit out. But they used to do like 2 a year. It was awesome. So album number 2 in '74. Kiss Hotter Than Hell. Great songs, shitty production. Very muddy production. Famously, just, I don't know. They brought the same crew back from the first album, and they just should have just got somebody else. Because great songs and just real muddy production. And let's see, you got on here Got to Choose, Parasite, Going Blind, which I never understood. Even they did that on Unplugged, and God, that song was always a skipper for me. Hotter Than Hell, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, All the Way, Watching You, Mainline, Coming Home, and Strange Ways. Oh, God, man, this is a lot of great songs on here. But I would have to go with Parasite. I would have to do Parasite off of this album. Who is texting me right now? Hold on a second. That was Brady. He's hit me up in IM. Yeah, but I would have to go with Parasite on album number 2. I mean, you got the bangers that most people would know, like Hotter Than Hell, Let Me Go Rock and Roll. What else would even be on here? Coming Home they did with their Unplugged, which was crazy. Oh, look, Eric M. Look at this. We're right in line again, man. Parasite. Alkaline Batteries, what's going on, man? Parasite or Got to Choose for you? Yeah, Got to Choose. God, I love Got to Choose. Great song. Yeah, I did Parasite too. I always, it's a great riff. I mean, you got to love those early songs that Ace wrote, and he didn't want to sing, but there was some real good songs that he did. Trying to think of what other great stuff is on here. Hotter Than Hell, of course. Mainline, I always got a kick out of it because I always like Peter Criss's voice. Coming Home, I love the version they did of Coming Home on what do you call it? On Unplugged. I remember I was going out the night that aired that Halloween. What was that? 90? Was that 96? It was 96, right? I remember catching the beginning and they started with that. I was like walking out the door and I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it later. I was recording it. I was like, holy shit, did they just play Coming Home from Hotter Than Hell? I was like, wow. I was like, damn. They dug deep for that one. I mean, granted, they also did Going Blind, which I can't stand. But Coming Home was they did a hell of a version on Unplugged. I loved it. But yeah, let us know either in the comments or in the comments below what your number one would be from Hotter Than Hell. For me, it's got to be Parasite. It's got to be. And now we're moving to 75. What does Ryan say? Ryan says, Every Time I Look at You is another good one. Yeah, from Revenge. And they did a hell of a version of that too on when they did the Unplugged. And they did that. They did with they did on Kiss Symphony too, if I remember correctly. They had the orchestra in the background. I'm pretty sure they did. But we're moving to 75, the year I discovered Kiss, with Kiss's Dressed to Kill. Now this album, this is like a dark horse album. I love this album. You know, those bands have that dark horse of an album that's got some great songs that are just like stripped down. You know, they really didn't have any producer. I mean, Neil Bogart became their producer for this basically because they had no money and they didn't want to pay anybody else. So he was basically there in spirit only. So Kiss did what they wanted to do, and it was down and dirty. And like the first album, that's what I love about this. It's just the best. My favorite album, God, I think I narrowed it down when I did it because more so for nostalgia, probably, and it's circled around me, a Love Gun, because it was the first Kiss album I ever owned. I mean, it's hard to not say Alive because that was like a compilation. That's the first time I heard Kiss was Alive. But that just means a lot to me because it was the first album I ever got. I remember going to get it in 77 when it came out. Pardon my coughs in between. Thank God there's a mute button because you don't need to hear that. Hey, Byron, what's going on, man? Happy New Year. But this has some dark horses on it, man. If you listen to Dressed to Kill, always loved the cover. Always said I was going to go to this location in Manhattan. I got to find it when I go because I do work in Manhattan from time to time. I got to find this location. I see a lot of people in the Kiss groups posing in front of that, the corner there by that light. And I got to go check it out. But for me on here, let's see. Waiting. Bottom, come on, love me, anything for my baby, she, overall I can. God, what would I pick from here? See, I wanted to do this as I was grabbing them. I would have to say, probably Come On and Love Me. You know, it's one of the ones that always sticks with me. I love it. Great song. I mean, it's tough because I do love Her All I Can because I always love that riff. It was a great riff, and I used to play She all the time. The riff in She is awesome. Oh, if those fans of the Doors, go listen to the solo in She, and then go listen to the solo in Peace Frog from the Doors. I remember learning to play She and learning to play the guitar solo, and then the band I was in, they wanted to do Peace Frog, and I hadn't heard Peace Frog in ages. So I go to learn it, and I go to learn the solo. I'm like, wait a second, this is the same solo from She. It's pretty cool. Go check it out. But I have to say, Come On, Love Me. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Eric M. Eric must be copying off each other's notes. He's Come On and Love Me. Eric's got some great taste. Alkaline Batteries says, yeah, Come On and Love Me. Yeah, it's a great song. Did you guys ever see the video? Go on YouTube and look up the video. They shot a video for it back in 75. If you look up all the videos that have like Kiss back in the day, I mean, there's tons of compilations and stuff, but I mean, of course they're lip syncing it, but it's cool old footage of them playing. And I think is that the Michigan Palace? Is at the same time that they were shooting, like doing like a photo shoot? I forget. I just so much Kiss shit in my head. Sometimes I get a little wobbled. And any other Kiss fans watching this after, don't crucify me because Kiss fans are like Halloween fans. Like if you don't know your shit, they'll crucify you. But that is my favorite. I would have to say, Come On and Love Me. I do love, what the hell was that one show? Johnny Bravo. Do you guys remember the cartoon Johnny Bravo? It was on MTV or was that Cartoon Network years ago? And during the commercial, he was like talking like he said the line from Come On and Love Me. He was like, hey, I'm a dancer, I'm a romance, I'm a Capricorn, and she's a Cancer. Go look up the commercial for Johnny Bravo. I was like, did he just sing Come On and Love Me? Yeah, go check it out. It was like, whoa. But same thing. Let me know in the chat. Well, hit this up in the comments. What is your favorite from Dressed to Kill? And I remember I could probably remember where I went and was for every album I got back in the day. So the first album I got for Christmas, I think in 79. I didn't get it right away. Hotter Than Hell. I got Hotter Than Hell and Rock and Roll Over together. I got them for my communion in 81. In 1981. I remember my cousin getting them for me for my communion in 81. This I got, I want to say it was 79 in the store called Corvettes. Anybody remember any of the older folk remember the department store called Corvettes? They used to have a great album section back in the 70s. And I remember my father getting this for me in Corvettes back in the day. Let's see. Bill says, I like Skid Row's version. Yeah, that's right. From the B-sides ourselves. They do that. Yeah, they're big Kiss fans. Yeah, they do a good version of Come On and Love Me on that. Yep, I've that CD. And they also didn't they come and sing backups for Skid Row or vice versa? I remember reading that somewhere. Somebody hit me in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. I thought that, or was it they were sang backups on Ace's thing or something? I thought they were around for something, the Skid Row guys, because I know they were big Kiss fans. But all right, we're going alive because maybe we'll save the live versions for a different time. And I could talk all night about this because this was the album that introduced me to Kiss. So we'll skip over the live albums. Although we will do a live 2 because live 2 side 4 has all different songs on it. So Smashes, Strategies, and Hits has two different songs on it. So we're going to include them. We can make the rules up as we go along. Fuck everybody else. Eli, what's up? What's up, Pat? And just got a liter bottle of Weller for $40. Really? $40, not a bad deal. God, I could definitely use something. I might have to have a little snort or something later for my throat, but we'll see. That's a hell of a deal, though. But moving on. So now we go to 76 and Kiss's Destroyer, right? This is their first very polished album. And this was produced by who? And you Pink Floyd fans out there, or Alice Cooper fans, who was the producer that really changed their sound for this? I'm sure somebody in the chat knows that. But now this one, there's another one that's got some great songs on it. Got Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, God of Thunder, Great Expectations, Flaming Youth, Sweet Pain, Shout It Out Loud, Beth, and Do You Love Me? So for me, I don't know. Let me think about my call. I just had to clear my throat. I would have to say King of the Nighttime World. For some reason, I always love that song, and I love the live version of it too. Although I know it is a cover, it's not actually a Kiss song. I mean, we could pick that too. But I don't know. I always loved that song because it spoke to me as a kid. Listen to the words. It's so sad living at home, far from the city, and the midnight fun, because I lived where I grew up. I grew up in Copland, the movie Copland, right across from New York. But at the time, I remember, God, me and my brother listening to this stuff, we're just begging for our parents to take us to a Kiss concert because they were always, they played Madison Square Garden right over the thing, Hudson River. They were playing there, or they used to play at the Capitol Theater in Passaic. They played at Roosevelt Stadium. They wouldn't let us go. They wouldn't take us to any of it. So that always spoke to me. But I always loved that song. Great guitar solo too. I love the guitar solo in that. So I used to play it all the time. I mean, it's hard not to pick Detroit Rock City or God of Thunder, but I have to go with King of the Nighttime World. What's everybody saying? Eric M says Detroit Rock City or God of Thunder, a hard pick. Yeah, it's just a lot of great stuff on here. Ryan loves Beth from that album. It's the one Kiss song that made me cry in a good way. That's awesome. See, Beth was just, man, that well, everybody knows the story. That came out of left field. That was like a B-side. They just threw it on there and boom. They got the People's Choice Award for it, and it was their highest charting song ever. Detroit Rock City is awesome too. Yeah. Alkaline says, I'm too late for Kiss concerts. You never seen them? Who here in the chat has seen Kiss? Let me know. And if you haven't seen them or not, I've seen Kiss now. Well, obviously, I'm not going to see them again. Well, don't hold your breath. I saw them on, first time I saw them was the Asylum tour. I never saw them in makeup until the reunion tour. So I saw them Asylum. I saw Crazy Nights tour. I saw Hot in the Shade tour. I saw Revenge tour. I saw obviously the reunion tour. I saw them several times in the reunion tour. Saw them on the Psycho Circus tour. I saw them on the first Farewell tour. I saw them on the Sonic Boom tour. Saw them on the Monster tour. And then I saw them again on the second Farewell tour. I didn't see this last tour. I was going to go to Madison Square Garden for the last show, but I wasn't going to pay those prices. So last time I saw them was in 2019 in what did we see in Newark at the Prudential Center. Bill says, I'm admittedly not a big Kiss fan at all, but Detroit Rock City is one of their overall best songs ever. And yeah, you can't deny it. Hey, Leanna, what's going on? Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot better. That's why I'm doing this. When you're sick and you're sitting in the house, sitting in the house since Tuesday. I'm bored. I'm like, you know what? I was going to do this on Monday night. I'm like, I could stay up late and do this. Let's just do it and have fun talking about Kiss, talk about music, talk about whatever, just to break up the monotony of the day. Eric's seen them once. What tour? Just curious. I know Barry says they just discovered Kiss recently, and I'm an 000 kid. Oh, okay. Well, you're young. That's cool. Hey, as long as people still discovering them, that's awesome. My son is born in 2002. He's 22. He'll be 23 this year, and I've taken him to see Kiss now, 3 times? He's diehard Kiss. He's got all my Kiss vinyl. I gave all my Kiss vinyl to him. He loves Kiss. Have you ever heard the band Death's cover of God of Thunder? No. I'm going to write that down and check it out. Honestly, no. I've heard of the band Death, but I did not know they did a cover of God of Thunder. I should do a stream on that of all the people that did covers of Kiss songs, excluding all the crappy ones that were on the Kiss My Ass tribute album, because that was kind of shitty. I mean, albeit the, what do you call it, was a good one. The hell was the one that Lenny Kravitz did? I think do I have it here? No, I didn't bother with that. God of Thunder. I'm writing that down because I want to check it out. Interesting. Very interesting. I like that. But yeah, if you want, throw them in the chat. Favorite song from Destroyer, throw it in the chat afterwards in the comments below. Let us know. All right. Staying in 76. Rock and Roll Over. Now, like I said, I remember getting this for my communion on vinyl. Now, I had heard all these albums before because I have a brother that's 6 years older than me, and he had all these albums before me. And he was the one that brought home Alive, and that's how I got into Kiss. But those of you who have an older brother, what does the older brother want you to do? Don't touch their shit. So usually I have to wait for them to go out, and then of course I put all the records on to listen to them until I got my own versions. So yeah. So I remember listening to this before I got the album, but there's some great stuff on here, and I know exactly what my favorite song off of this is. Right, I can tell you right away. But there's I Want You on here, Take Me, Calling Dr. Love, Ladies Room, Baby Driver, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, Mr. Speed, See You in Your Dreams, Hard Luck Woman, and Making Love. I know who said was Alkaline Battery said Calling Dr. Love, and so did Eric. I remember I knew somebody said it. Yep, great song. I'm not going to deny that, but for me, I always love Mr. Speed. So it's such a sleeper of a song, and I just love it. That's why I play that song all the time. It's got a great riff, and it's funny because most Kiss fans love that, but it never became it. They never did anything with it. Never played it live. Never nothing. Just love it. Ryan says, "Did you see Kiss Me as a Fan of the Park?" Oh yeah, actually, I did a watch along on this channel. Was it the last one? It was not this. That wasn't the Kiss and Chat before this. It was the one right before that. I did a live watch along because I found a stream for people to watch it for free. So yeah, go back on this channel, and we did a watch along of Kiss Me as the Fan of the Park. I watched it when it aired back in '78. I couldn't wait. I was at my cousin's house. We were all huddled around the TV. It was October 28th, 1978. And we sat there and watched the premiere of Kiss Meets the Fan of the Park. Ryan, what's going on? Never really been a big Kiss fan, but can definitely appreciate that place on the Mount Rushmore. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, what's up, man? Oh, I got to send out the what do you call it too for the green room tomorrow. I'll remember. So hopefully you're around before the podcast tomorrow. Make sure everybody shows up for the podcast. We're still on for the podcast tomorrow night, 8:00. Tomorrow night's gonna be fun too. I was thinking of something weird. So we're doing for the podcast tomorrow. We're doing desert island movies. What are your 10 movies? And don't throw them in the chat now. Save them for tomorrow. For those that'll be back. What are your 10 movies that if you were stranded on a desert island, you would have to have with you? Sort of like Desert Island Discs. A lot of radio stations used to do that. But save them for tomorrow because I'm curious to see them all. Bill says 2 other great things that happened in 76. Iron Maiden was formed and yours truly was born. This is true. It was a hell of a year, 76. And Bill, yeah, I did get your message about so for those that didn't see, I just put up my latest top 10 because I finished the 70s with my top 10 albums of 79. And of course, like I said, I've been home, been bored to shit. So I did my top 10 albums of 1980. So that just threw that up there yesterday. Go be sure to check it out. But Bill expressed interest in coming on and doing, I think, 2 different 80s years. So yeah, that'll be fun. I had Colin come on when I did 74, because that was the year of his birth. And did I have anybody else come on when I did the other 70s? I don't remember. I think it was just Colin. But yeah. So for me, Mr. Speed, Rock and Roll Over. Love that song. That was actually the first 45 I ever got. It was, what the hell was it? Was it Calling Dr. Love and Mr. Speed? I forget. Somebody out there, some Kiss fan will know. I don't have all my 45s anymore. But let us know in the chat afterwards what your favorite off of Rock and Roll Over is. And throw it in the comments below. What is your favorite off of Rock and Roll Over? Cody says, oh, 1990. So you're a 90 guy. So when we do 90s, you want to be in? Is that what we saying? I'll get there. 90s, I could do 90s albums. The 2000s is going to be where it gets rough, because after 2000, music just went into fucking shitter. It's like they flushed it. Yes, I've become that old curmudgeon that doesn't like new music. Sorry. Some stuff out there in between there, but I don't think it's enough to do anything. I might have to just do by decade, to be honest with you. But okay, so I said, let's leave the live albums off the table and do them for something separate. But Kiss Alive 2 has side 4. Side 4 has 5 new songs. I know you Kiss fans know out there, it was not all Kiss on those songs. There was several guest musicians, but we'll do them anyway. So you got American Man, Born in the USA, Rockin' in the USA, I should say. What the hell's Born in the USA? Fuck that guy. Larger Than Life, Rocket Ride, and Any Way You Want It, which is actually a cover. That's a cover of a Dave Clark 5 song. So I'm a big All-American Man fan. I love the riff in that. That's Bob Kulick, Bruce Kulick's brother. All-American Man off of that. I mean, I love Rocket Ride, don't get me wrong, but All-American Man would be the song to pick off of that. I mean, if you're not a diehard Kiss fan, you might not know the songs on side 4 of this. But if you do, let me know what your choice of those 5. What's this say? Yep, that was the year that Cody arrived. That's when the stork dropped them off. Right, he says, can't promise I'll be out tomorrow. Wife got served yesterday and has to move out tomorrow. No telling how that's going to go. What? I do see lol at the end, so. Or should I say soon to be former spouse? What? Am I missing something? Are you serious, Ryan? Is there just saying has to move out tomorrow? No telling how. Seriously, man. I hope that's a joke. If it is, I'm sorry, man. Holy shit. The stork and the torque. Nice. I hope that's. I know Brian's got a great sense of humor. I'm hoping he's joking. But yeah, let me know if you guys don't know this in the chat. I get it. Those hardcore Kiss fans, after the fact, let me know what is one of the 5 on side 4. What would you pick as your number 1? And now we'll move into 79, which is one of the years I just did, I should say. Kiss Dynasty, released in 1979. Songs contained I Was Made for Loving You, 2000 Man, Sure Know Something, Dirty Livin', Charisma, Magic Touch, Hard Times, X-Ray Eyes, and Save Your Love. So for me, honestly, on this, I probably like Dirty Livin'. I always liked it. I love Peter Chris's voice. I always like Dirty Livin' off of this. I mean, I Was Made for Loving You was the big hit. 2000 Man's great. It's a cover of a Stone song. Sure Know Something's good. Charisma. Save Your Love is actually pretty good too. But Dirty Livin' for me. Hey, Mick C, what's going on, man? Mick C, Mick's a big Kiss fan. So we're just doing our favorite song of each album. And we're up to Dynasty. If you want to throw your favorites from the first few, throw them in there. Ryan says, I thought I told you last week I could give you all 5,000 word essay on why it isn't working out, but we'll see if I'll give it out enough forgiveness. Wow. Dude, I'm so sorry, man. I did not know that. I don't remember you saying that, brother. I'm sorry. I hope it all works out. That really sucks, brother. If you can't make it on, don't worry about it. And hey, man, I'm always up late. You need anybody to talk to. As of now, you get the house, the kid, and everything in between, man. Hope everything's, sorry to hear, brother. Hope everything works out, especially with the little girl, man. She's a beautiful little girl. Alkaline Battery says, I can't pick a favorite. Really? Do you know them, or you just like them all that you can't pick a favorite? Just curious. Oh shit. You're right, man. I should be fired. Why are these out of order? Oh, you know why? I did skip Love Gun. You know why? Because the Love Gun CD is in my garage. I was listening to it. So I'm like, oh, I got these all in order and I'm peeling them off. You're absolutely right, Eric. I should be flagged for that. I did skip it. But you know what? Let's just we'll do Dynasty and then we'll go back to Love Gun. Holy shit, you're absolutely right. You're like, did I miss Love Gun? You are absolutely right because, yeah, the CD, because like I said, I don't pay for streaming services. I can give a frog's fat ass about all that shit. I'm an old school guy. I use CDs. So if I'm in my garage doing work or outside, I put my CDs on. I got one of those fucking those antiques 5-disc changers. I load them up with stuff and do that. And my kids do the streaming shit. I do have my iTunes on my computer for when I practice my guitar for the band and shit like that. But yeah, fuck that. But no, we'll get on that. Good catch, Eric. Thank you. But for me, probably Dirty Living. Look at Big C. He said Dirty Living. Yeah, it's a heavier the song on there. And I was just always liked it. I do like 2000 Man. And I'm trying to stay away from covers, even though I did pick King of Nighttime World. What about, your wake up alarm in the morning was made for love? I don't hate that song. I don't. It's just not one of my favorites by a long shot. There's better songs. Ryan Blast said I was made for loving you in your class once. Really? That's cool. You're stuck in between 4 of them? List all 4 of them. Who cares? There's no fucking rules here. Do it. And your class enjoyed it? Nice. Yeah, man. Hope it all works out. Hey, I'm always here, brother. I'm always up late. Need somebody to talk to. I know it's far and few between, but I do have big ears and I do stay up late. Sure Know Something is a great one. It's got a great bass line, too. I always like the bass line of it. Gene Simmons doesn't get enough credit. Eric M., I Was Made for Loving You. Why did they never have an album called Kiss My Ass? They do. They did, but it's a tribute album. They have a tribute album called Kiss My Ass, and it's all different bands doing covers of Kiss songs. I'll break it out and I'll show you. I didn't include it in this, but yeah, they do have one called Kiss My Ass. And Gene Simmons has a solo album called Asshole, which is perfect too. But yeah, so what would everybody's favorite be on Dynasty? We got a couple there, so if you want, throw it in the chat or throw it in the comments below. What is your favorite off of Dynasty? Me and several other people picked Dirty Living, and of course, I Was Made for Loving You. It's a big one on here. But yeah, we're going to go back to Love Gun. I don't have it with me. I can't show it because it's in my garage because I was listening to it. Shout out to Eric for making me forget it. Reminding me, I should say, not making me forget. But so for Love Gun, for me, my favorite song on Love Gun is that's a good question. Oh God, I love Hooligan. Another Peter Criss song. Do I pick 2 Peter Criss songs back to back? I could do that. I do love that. I do love Almost Human, which I saw Ryan throw in there. And I think, yeah, Mick threw in there also Almost Human. I'm probably going to go with, yeah, I know this is tough because this is my favorite album. That's why I put it in my background. I would have to go with I Stole Your Love. Just to make it easy, because it's tough to pick between those 3. But I love I Stole Your Love. That just punches you right in the face from the beginning. One of the first Kiss guitar licks I ever learned how to play too. So I'll have to say that. Let's see what everybody else says here. So Alkaline threw them in there. So you said the 4 you like is I Was Made for Loving You, Charisma, Dirty Living, and Save Your Love. Great songs. So you got a Peter Criss in there. You got an Ace Frehley song in there, a Gene song, and look at you spread it all around the gamut, and a Paul song. It's not a bad mix. Ryan says, ironically, my favorite tune from a Kiss member is Rock Soldiers from Frehley's Comet. Yeah, that's good. Great song. I mean, it's tells a good story about what happened to him, which is true. Kiss was best represented in the movie Role Models. Kiss Myethia. Well, I was surprised. Did you guys ever see that movie Why Him? I had no idea Kiss was in that movie. So me and my wife were looking for something to watch, and it said it was a comedy, and we knew it was the girl Megan Mullally from the Will and Grace and Bryan Cranston. So I'm like, oh, it says it's a comedy. This should be interesting. We watch it. Unbeknownst to me, Kiss was in it. So So if you guys have never seen that, go check it out. Kiss is actually in that too. Look at this. Yep. Kiss, I Stole Your Love, or Love Gun too. It's tough. Let's see. Love Gun is great. As always, is also. Yeah, I Stole Your Love, Plaster Caster. Yeah, Plaster Caster is another one I love. What a great riff. And that it was great that they pulled that out too on the Unplugged. They pulled some cool shit out on the Unplugged. I gotta give them credit for that. Yep. Look, I didn't even see you wrote that. Yep. Why him with James Franco? Yep. I had no idea. My wife said, "You didn't know Kiss was in this?" I go, I had no fucking clue. It was a nice surprise. Almost Human, and I Stole You. Yeah, Almost Human's great. It's got a great riff. If you guys ever seen the Mick, you've probably seen. Did you ever see the version of Kiss Meets the Phantom in the Park, the European version, the theatrical cut, which is Kiss and Attack of the Phantoms, and when they have those the animatronics that Devereaux is creating to kill Kiss, when they have those ones that are marching and they play the riff to Almost Human, is awesome. Yeah, I never got into. I mean, I got out of wrestling back in the '80s, late '80s, so I never really jumped on that. The Kiss Demon in WCW, yeah, that was a big turd. But Kiss has had some stickers over the year. They also had that also the arena football team, which LA Kiss. I don't think that went anywhere either. They tried all sorts of things, so I can't complain. It says, Pat, your collection's killer. Thanks, man. It took a while to finally get this thing all settled up. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out the tour video on the channel now. So you know the scene I'm talking about, Nick, in Attack of the Phantoms, where those like I forget what the kind of soldiers they are. I think like a marching band or something, if I remember correctly. I haven't watched that version in a long time, and they start playing the opening riff to Almost Human. That's awesome. Yeah, it's on Kissology too. So for those that have never seen it, go check it out. It's pretty cool. It's nice how they sneak one song from each of their solo albums in there too. Cody says Love Gun is what they use for the opening credits for the movie. Yeah. When what the hell's her name? Oh my god, when Lin Shaye is putting the needle down. It's actually no, it's not Love Gun. Oh, the opening credits. You're correct. Yeah, when she puts the needle down, she puts it down on Love Gun, and it's "I Stole Your Love." That, and remember, she's sitting there freaking out, trying to get the record to stop. But you're right. The opening credits is Love Gun. No, I've never tried any of the Kiss beer. Anybody else ever try it? I never tried it. It's one of the things I had the Kiss wine years ago. They had Kiss bottled wine. I tried two different ones, and they weren't bad. It's just like regular wine. Who knows? It could have been a box of wine that Gene just repackaged. They weren't bad. But yeah, post it up on Instagram. I'd like to check it out. Definitely. Yeah, Role Models. I haven't watched it in a while. I gotta go back and rewatch Role Models. Definitely. But yeah, let us know. So we're up to Love Gun. I can't hold it up because the disc is in my garage. So let's know your favorite song, either in the chat or hit us up in the comments after. And we already did Dynasty because I did it out of order. So we're going, now we're heading to the 80s for the much maligned, well, this was in my list and somebody had to make a comment of it, the much maligned Kiss Unmasked album from 1980, which has Peter Criss on it, but he doesn't play a lick on this damn thing. Yeah, so I put up my top 10 albums of 1980 yesterday, put it on, and somebody's just like, whoa, all of those honorable mention albums were better than Kiss Unmasked. It's like, when I do those lists, they are my favorites. They're not God's answer and the be-all sale of what's better and what's not. It's all subjective. So to me, this is what I listen to more than the ones that were on my honorable mention. It doesn't necessarily mean it's better. By no means. With all the Kiss nerds, I guess they're all out having a good time tonight. I guess nobody's home getting over a respiratory infection like I am. Ryan's a big Kiss nerd. That's awesome. I love it. So am I. I've showed pictures. I actually did a stream on it, or I did a video on it where I showed all my old Kiss stuff. I had a room like this full of Kiss stuff, and God, man, I'd give my left nut to get it back, but it's too expensive. One of these days, when I hit the lottery, I'll buy it all back. But that'll never happen. I'll be dead before that happens. But on Kiss Unmasked, 1980, you have Is That You, Shandy, Talk to Me, Naked City, What Makes the World Go Round, Tomorrow, Two Sides of the Coin, She's So European, Easy as It Seems, Torpedo Girl, and All That I Want. For me, on this would be I always like Two Sides of the Coin. I like the Ace Frehley song. Always rocks. He's got some good songs. They let him do more stuff on Dynasty and Unmasked. Let's see. Naked. Oh, mixes. You like Naked City's a good tune. All Alkaline's heard from here was Shandy. Shandy was their one hit off of this, but that was in Australia because they went to Australia in 1980 with Eric Carr after they fired Peter Criss. And like, if you ever, I mean, I know the Kiss nerds here know this, but go up, look up Kiss in Australia in 1980. It was like the Beatles coming to America. It was crazy. Would love to have been there at that time. Ryan says, my daughter has pneumonia this week, man. Been rough on hers. That's what I was worried about because a guy I work with, he started out with this. Another guy I work with got this too. But one guy ignored it and got pneumonia, and he was out for 3 weeks. That's why when this started to develop, I said, look, I'm out the rest of the week. Got some antibiotics, stayed home, didn't do anything. So got my voice back and everything seems to be clearing up with all the medicine. So I'll be back to work on Monday. But yeah, pneumonia, that's tough, especially on a kid. I had pneumonia when I was in second grade, whatever, because I remember it was right after my communion. I had gotten pneumonia. Mixie owns mostly vintage 70s. Yeah, well, I showed you all the pictures of stuff I had, and yeah, one of these, I can't buy it now. It's too expensive. It was expensive back then. That's one of the main reasons I stopped, because I was buying a house, starting a family. I mean, can't go spend $300-400 on a belt buckle or $1,000 on a guitar or $500-600 on a costume. I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, you know what? I was getting good money at the time for the stuff. And I've mentioned this before. The only thing I kept for years was the pinball machine, the Bally pinball machine. And then eventually I sold that too. It needed a lot of work. Over time, it just needed work. And I was like, you know what? I think it's time to sell it. The Kiss Pop, the Kiss. I don't have any Kiss Pop vinyl figures, and I was like, maybe I'll just get a set of them just to mix in here with the rest of the stuff because I really don't have any Kiss represented in here. I should get something. Yeah, so Mick, you gotta be around my age because I've been a fan since '75, so we gotta be close in age. Bill just got over being sick too, bad chest congestion. Yeah, that's it. I know. I've been stone sober. Well, no, not for an entire week since Tuesday because I had a couple of beers Tuesday. I might actually have a beer later because I need something cold or something to soothe my throat. I can have tea, but I've had more tea than I know what to do with. And I do like tea, but I've had my fill. Kiss, horror, and mantras, they all go great together. That's why we're all fucked up. It's awesome. That's why we're all simpatico. I'll send you some vintage Kiss crap to you back. Thanks. I appreciate it. Nice. What? Oh shit! So we left off with Unmasked. I forgot. See, that's why I like doing these because everybody's like, "Oh, is it just Kiss stuff?" I said we go off on tangents, and that's what we did. That's why I call it Kiss and Chat. But if you don't know any other songs on here, and hit me up in the chat below, the comments below rather. Let me know your favorite of Kiss Unmasked because it's going to get interesting once we get into the '80s now because we'll see what happens when the makeup comes off. Actually, I'm curious what everybody's response is going to be for the next one. Eric M says fans in '75 when dressed. Eric, how are you around my age too? I didn't know that. Fans in '75 and Dressed to Kill came out. Awesome. Look at that. See, I'm finding some old school hardcore Kiss fans. This is awesome. Love it. So now we're going to 1981 for the much maligned music from The Elder. Yes. The much maligned album. And I wrote out my list of my top 10 albums of 1981. So I might even do that. Might even do it tomorrow, maybe before the podcast. And so you'd be curious to see where this lands. So Easy as It Seems, good too. Yes, on that. The Oath. I'm right there with you, man. The Oath. To me, the Oath is still my favorite on this. So you have Just a Boy, well, Fanfare, which is that little music in the beginning, Just a Boy, Odyssey, Only You, Under the Rose, Dark Light, which is it's a close runner up. Dark Light's good. World Without Heroes, um, The Oath, Mr. Blackwell, Escape from the Island, and I. So I would have to go with the Oath also. The Oath was always a great riff. You know, it's a heavier riff on this album. And Dark Light, I always like that too. It's a good Ace song. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Oath. I know everybody's very mixed on this. I mean, more Kiss fans and more fans have come around to this over the years. Things tend to age well, better than when they first came out, and this definitely aged much better after 40 some odd years. Because truth be told, when this first came out, I had no interest in getting it. I didn't get this maybe 2-3 years after this came out because I was like, ugh, I heard some of it. I'm like, yeah. Well, especially when you're young, you don't have the money to buy things. I'm like, I'll get it at some point. I didn't. Big C's. Oh, there you go. So you're doing your from the ones you missed. Deuce, Mainline, good song. Getaway, awesome. Flaming Youth, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. It's a hell of a good list right there. And the Oath is all. Yeah, it's got a great riff, and I love it. Flaming Youth is great. It's funny. I don't know who this guy was. And I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong, but I was listening to some pot. Some guy did a video on the worst Kiss songs the other day, and I was watching it. And some of the ones he was picking, I was like, dude, you need to get the shit out of your ears. And one of the songs he picked was Flaming Youth. I'm like, seriously? I'm like, yeah. And some of the ones he was picking, I was just like, somebody needs to get their ears cleaned big time. But yeah, I always love Flaming Youth. Wish they would have did it live more. They only did it a handful of times in '76. One of which was at Roosevelt Stadium in Jersey, where I grew up. But any other takers on The Elder? A lot of people may not even know this because a lot of people didn't bother getting it. But for me, definitely The Oath. Let us know in the chat, the comments below, rather. What is your favorite tune off of The Oath? And those watching afterwards, if you want, just throw all your favorites in the chat. Be curious to see them. Bill says, my drummer sings the chorus to Deuce all the time at band practice. Nice. It's great. It's a fun song to play. It's all pentatonic. It's a fun song to play, Deuce. Used to play my old band. What did we used to play? We used to play Deuce. We used to play Love Gun. We used to play we played Detroit Rock City. We did Shout Out Loud, and we did what do you call it? New York Groove. Easy as it seems, and Shandy, your top faves. Nice. Nothing wrong with that. Up side 4. Yep, I did bring it up. All American Man. That was my pick too. Great riff. Kiss fan since 2005. Nice. Been a while. Do you prefer older Kiss or newer Kiss? Definitely prefer older Kiss. I never, bands change members. I had no problem with Eric Singer, great singer and great drummer. I never had a problem with Tommy Thayer, either good guitar player. I always just had a problem, like most of the hardcore guys, like, let them dress like something else, just like they did with Vinnie Vincent and Eric Carr. That's the thing I had a problem with. It's like I didn't deter me. I still liked everything, but if I would have changed one thing, that would have been the thing I changed. Because I saw them live with Tommy Thayer, and they were great. You can't deny it. They were good. I've seen every incarnation. Actually, no, I didn't. The only incarnation of Kiss I didn't see was with Vinnie Vincent, and the one that died, of Mark St. John. So those are the only 2 incarnations of Kiss I did not see. Let's see. Black Diamond is one of the best. Yeah, love it. Only thing I hate about Black Diamond, I should have brought up when we were talking about the first album, is the way it ends. The way it just drones on at the end of the original album. It's like, oh God, just shut it off. Never understood what the hell that was all about. Did you see Joey Casada performing Creatures and Elder entire album on YouTube? No. Why do I know that name? Who was that Joey Casada? It might have popped up on my YouTube. Sounds familiar. Brett's hit me up looking for. He's shopping. Nice. But so now we're going to something fun. Not that the Elder is not fun. It's not the most fun. But now, Creatures of the Night. Now this was their return to form. Granted, it's not this band because H really didn't play on this album. It was a few different people, including Vinnie Vincent. It was Dick Wagner played on it too. Now this, you have to read them. I'll read them anyway. So on this album, you have Creatures of the Night, you have Saint and Sinner, you have Keep Me Coming, Rock and Roll, Hell, Danger, I Love It Loud, I Still Love You, Killer, and War Machine. For me, easy. War Machine. Love War Machine. Great, great riff. Just great song. Fun to play too. It's one of the earlier riffs I learned how to play. Alkaline Batteries loves it. He goes, I love it loud. Yeah, it's a great song. Nothing wrong with it. From the podcast, okay, that's where I heard your name because I've watched your podcast a bunch of times. No, I have to go check it out. Ryan says War Machine and I Love It Loud are your top faves. Probably my favorites off that album too. I mean, I love Creatures of the Night. It's great. But War Machine is definitely the best. Creatures of the Night, your favorite? War Machine, heavy song. It's awesome. I love it. I Love It Loud is another one of the Kiss best songs ever in Bill's opinion. Nice. I thought you would have said War Machine too, because that's definitely one of their heavier songs. Excuse me. Turn my little heater on because it's getting chilly down here in the basement. My feet are getting cold. But yeah, this was their return to form. I remember getting this in 83 when it came out, and I was like, 82 rather. And I was just like, wow, it's like Kiss is back. At that point, I still hadn't bought The Elder because I really didn't give a shit about it because I just remember getting this for Christmas that year because I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, good, this looks awesome. And much to my dismay to find out that Ace Frehley didn't play on it. See, people got to remember, like back in the day, you didn't find all this stuff out. There was no social media. So you didn't know that Ace Frehley didn't play on this. You didn't know that Peter Criss didn't play on Dynasty except one song or Unmasked. You didn't know that they had all these guest musicians because Peter Criss and Ace were probably out partying. So you found all this stuff out later on and sort of ruins a little of the mystique. But as you're older, you start to you understand it. But yeah, but back in the day, you didn't know any of that shit. I mean, I used to read Cream magazine and Circus and Hit Parader, and they never said really, talk too much about that stuff. They kept that shit under wraps. That's how I found out Peter Criss left. I remember seeing it in, it was either Cream or Circus because I didn't know right away. So it wasn't like big news. I mean, it was big news in our world, but it wasn't on like the nightly news back then. You remember 1980, I think we had just gotten cable and my father would watch the news. I didn't watch the goddamn news. So I remember not knowing Peter Criss left Kiss or was fired until I remember seeing it. I think it was on the cover of, it was in Cream or one of the magazines said it. I was like, holy shit. Iced Earth does a pretty good cover of Creatures of the Night. I have to check it out. I know Iced Earth, just never knew they did that. Creatures of the Night. I have to check that out too. Rip and Destroy. You know what? That to me, Mick, that was a missed opportunity for Kiss. I mean, they just put tons of shit out. Why they never put a soundtrack out to Kiss Meets the Phantom, I have no clue. And merchandise the shit out of it. They should have. I don't know why they didn't, and they could have put a version of Rip and Destroy on there. That would have been fucking funny as hell. Or the acoustic version of Beth when they're all sitting in that mansion. That would have been funny as all hell. War Machine is great. Yep. Kerrang! I didn't start reading Kerrang until probably the mid to early 80s because Kerrang was out of the UK, and I remember most of the places I went to get the magazines, they didn't have it. They just started showing up a little bit later on. But yeah, Kerrang was awesome. What's like now, the only place that you can really get good stuff is what is the one in the UK? Was it Classic Rock? I think it's called. Kiss has been on the cover of that a bunch of times. I mean, I know Cream has come back, and I haven't read any of the new Cream magazines. I did see the documentary on it. So if you, those of you that grew up with the Cream magazine, go watch the Cream magazine documentary. It's really cool. Kiss is mentioned a lot. Who else? Adrenaline OD does a rad cover DRC. Nice. I'm writing these down because I want to go check them out. Adrenaline OD. DRC. Nice. I have to do like a video with all these about all the different covers that people are doing. But what else? Everybody else throw some more. Your favorites of what's your favorite off of Creatures of the Night? Throw it in the chat or throw it in the comments below. Let us know. Because this to me was their return to form, although it didn't do well at the time. Because Kiss was like, I mean, they were just falling out of favor by this point. I mean, you hardcore Kiss fans that were around, Kiss was like persona non grata at this point. And it's a shame because it's a great album. I mean, now it's revered as one of their best, but then people just shit on it, which was a shame. See, Red Cross does several Kiss covers. Really? See, I don't listen to any of these bands. That's the thing. I don't even know. I'll check it out though. I mean, I'm not a huge cover guy, but it's always fun to hear it. I wouldn't go back to re-listen to it. Like even the Kiss My Ass tribute album, I think listened to it like 3 times. That was it. And of course, we can't forget what snuck in there. Actually, I should have did before this. I believe it was before. Although you hardcore Kiss nerds, do you remember what was released for us? Was Killer? I can't remember if Killers came out right before Creatures of the Night or not. I know this was like part of their deal with Polygram that they had to do this, but they did put 2 different songs on here, which is Partners in Crime and I'm a Legend Tonight, and 3 and Down on Your Knees. So I'm a Legend Tonight, Down on Your Knees, or Partners in Crime. To me, it would have to be. I always liked I'm a Legend Tonight. That'd probably be the best. I would Nowhere to Run. So they did have a few songs on here. I haven't listened to this in a long time. Holy shit. What would be your favorite off of Killers? You got I'm a Legend Tonight, Down on Your Knees, Nowhere to Run, and Partners in Crime. And the rest are all, it's a compilation with some new songs on here for you guys that aren't familiar with it. What's your favorite out of those new Kiss songs on there? Let me know. To me, yeah. Not to be I'm a Legend Tonight. Right off I guess maybe that's why they put it as a starter. Down on My Knees. Down on Your Knees, but I know what you mean. Down on My Knees. But yeah, I mean, they're actually not bad songs. And Adam Mitchell, the guy that wrote some of these, wasn't he on, what was he on there? He was on three Sides of the Coin. If you guys watch that podcast, I remember seeing an interview with him on there not that long ago. Or maybe I forget. I go back and rewatch a lot of those episodes because they always have good guests. But yeah, I'm a Legend Tonight, probably the one. Down on My Knees is a good one too. Even what do you call it? Nowhere to Run is actually pretty good. It's playing in my head as I'm listening, as I'm talking. But yes, that one snuck in there. And now here we go. We're going down the make up less path with Kiss Lick It Up. That's right. They took off the makeup. You see how they needed to put the makeup back on? Because they weren't all that bad looking. I mean, Vinnie Vincent was always a little freaky looking, but that's about it. So I remember I missed the unmasking that they did on MTV at the time. I forget what the fuck. I remember they announced it, but I missed it. So I remember the record store the next town above me in Cliffside Park, which is still there, Music Country rather. I remember running after school because I wanted to go see what Kiss looked like without their makeup on because I missed the goddamn unveiling. And so just to get this and to Lick It Up so I could see what the hell they look like. And I was like, so that's what they look like. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, okay, big deal. That was a typo. I figured as much. Alkali says, All Hell's Breaking Loose. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to read it yet. All Hell's Breaking Loose is probably my favorite on this. So you have Exciter, Not for the Innocent, Lick It Up, Young and Wasted, Give Me More, All Hell's Breaking Loose, A Million to One, Fits Like a Glove, Dance All Over Your Face, and On the Eighth Day. But All Hell's Breaking Loose, actually, no. There's a lot of good songs on here. This was a real good gut punch, them taking the makeup off, and they put out a hell of an album here. I mean, All Hell's Breaking Loose. I don't know. I'm on the fence. It's either that or Exciter. But I'm gonna have to probably go with Exciter because Exciter, man, great tune. So I'll go with Exciter. What's everybody saying in the chat here? Oh, well, you said, yep, it's alkaline. I said, up and look, Mick C's right there. Exciter. Yep, Exciter's awesome. They look like middle-aged Jewish women that took their makeup off. The picture is not flattering, and it's funny. You just had to have Gene with his tongue out, like we couldn't have figured out who it was. Oh, that must be Gene. He's got his tongue out. Paul and Gene definitely slap a yarmulke like you. Nice. Awesome. The only one that's just, I mean, hey, like we can laugh at the way they look all I want. They banged entirely too many women back in the day. Who wouldn't want to been them? But let me know. So what do you guys say? What's your favorite? We got a couple in the chat. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, let us know in the comments below. What's your favorite from Kiss Lick It Up? And while you guys are out there too, make sure you hit that like button. Hit those like buttons. Let's get that shit up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It don't hurt. I promise. I won't make it hurt. I'll just touch it a little bit. But now, what happened between this album, Lick It Up, and the next album? They got another guitar player in. Why? Because Vinnie Vincent was such an asshole, and he had to go. He still is. Hell of a songwriter and good guitar player, but just something fucking wrong with that guy. Just go read up on that son of a bitch. Never met him. Actually, no, I saw him at one of the Kiss conventions years ago, but I never bothered to go up to meet him. But next up, Kiss Asylum. So this, I always hated the cover to this. It was always boring. I always loved Kiss being on the cover, even without the makeup or something. They could have did something cool, but this cover just, it's kind of boring to me. It was like swatches you'd see in like a Michaels or something. Never cared for it. But on Animalize, I've had enough. Into the Fire, Heaven's on Fire, Burn Bitch Burn, Get All You Can Take, Lonely as the Hunter, Under the Gun, Thrills in the Night, While the City Sleeps, and Murder in High Heels. Wasn't the biggest fan of this album. It's, I don't know, just never really resonated with me, but I'm trying to think, what would I have to say on here? I think Under the Gun is probably the song I like the most off of this album. Under the Gun. It's got a great riff in it. That would be what I would have to say off of this. Under the Gun. Alkaline Battery says, I've had enough. Burn Bitch Burn and Under the Gun. Yeah. Under the Gun is one. Burn Bitch Burn was one I was thinking too. But I think I have to go with Under the Gun. Nick says, Paul and Gene were my Jewish idols at one time. Had enough. Into the Fire. It's a good song. I like that. That would be up there in my top 3 from this album. What else is on here? It's not so bad. The Thrills in the Night's not so bad. Of course, Heaven's on Fire is on here. That was a big hit. I always liked it, but I just a little burnt on it. That's really it. I forgot. That's right. You know what? Maybe because it was produced by Paul Stanley and associate produced by Gene Simmons, which means he didn't do Dick. They always need outside producers, as far as I'm concerned. No one's stopping me now. Nice. Yeah, so let us know. Hit us up in the any more in the chat or throw them in the comments below. What is your favorite song from Animalize? All right, what do we got coming up next? Now, and what are we doing here? Now we're changing guitar players again. Third time's the charm, right? For Kiss Asylum. This is where we bring in Bruce Kulick, brother of Bob Kulick. And people, for those who don't know, Bruce, if you go back and look at some old videos of Meatloaf in the 70s, Bruce and Bob used to play in Meatloaf's touring band. Some good shit there. Kiss Asylum, King of the Mountain, Any Way You Slice It, Who Wants to Be Lonely, Trial by Fire, I'm Alive, Love's a Deadly Weapon, Tears Are Falling, Secretly Cruel, Radar for Love, and All Night. Now this was their big album on MTV at the time because they had videos for Tears Are Falling and they had videos for All Night. Didn't they have correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Didn't they have one for Who Wants to Be Lonely? I could be wrong, but I think they had a video for Who Wants to Be Lonely also. For me, I would have to say, believe it or not, All Night. I always liked that song. I don't know. For some reason, I always liked All Night. Maybe it was all the hot chicks in the video, but I always liked that. Who Wants to Be Lonely? Who Wants to Be Lonely? Nice. Animalized Asylum. Not great 80s. Yeah, a lot of the early 80s, like we're going through the ones that tend to be not my favorites. Like Animalized is, Asylum is, Crazy Nights is, yeah, we're going through that phase. Oops, sorry, I'm still muted because I was coughing. No, it's definitely a chick song, Tears Are Falling, and they were playing to chicks because they wanted to get chicks, and it worked. Because at this point, see, this was 80. Was this 85 or 86? This is 85. So I think Gene said he met Shannon Tweed at 84 at the Playboy Mansion. So I'm sure he's still fucking around at this point, though. And I forget if Paul was married to his first wife at this point. So, but I'm sure they were still screwing around. Who wouldn't? But yeah, let us know. Kiss Asylum. What is your favorite off of Kiss Asylum? Throw them in the comments below or keep throwing them in the chat. All right, what do we got left here? Crazy Nights. I remember this vividly, being in high school, and this came out. I remember when this was released. This was the first CD I ever owned. This Rock and Roll Over and Destroyer were the first 3 CDs I ever owned, because I remember going to get my first CD player that year in 87. And those are the discs I bought to play on it. And they're still the same ones I've had since then. This is probably still one of the same ones. This is one of the reissues. The other ones I think are reissues. I gave the old ones to my brother. But Crazy Nights has got Crazy Nights, I'll Fight Hell to Hold You, Bang Bang You, No No No, Hell or High Water, My Way, When Your Walls Come Down, Reason to Live, Good Girl Gone Bad, Turn on the Night, and Thief in the Night. I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off, but I always like Crazy Nights. I don't know, that song, I just always like the riff to it, and it's a great sing-along song. I just always like Crazy Nights. Still do. But better albums than Bon Bon Anchovies albums. Nice. Oh, Brett. Yeah, I know. You were texting me. You didn't know I was on here live, huh? That's why I didn't answer you yet. I didn't get a chance to get back to you. What else is my wife? My wife must be on Amazon because I'm getting charges on Amazon. Beautiful. Yeah, we're talking Kiss. You missed it all. Go back and rewind, you son of a bitch. So for me, Crazy Nights. I know. There's some other stuff. I mean, No No No's got I'm a guitar player, a few guitar players. No No No's got that great intro, that little solo intro from Bruce Kulick. That's really good. The production on this was always shitty. This was Ron Nevison? Yeah, Ron Nevison, trying to make it, that's just too tinny. I think if they remastered this or remixed this, it would sound a lot better. Good Girl Gone Bad was always pretty good. Hell or High Water was good, but yeah, I have to go with Crazy Nights. Makes sense, Thief in the Night or Hell or High Water, yeah. But yeah, I know it's not a more popular album. It's funny if you guys do listen to the podcast, Three Sides of the Coin. The guy Michael swears by this album. He loves it, and God bless him. Everything's subjective. I'll never tell you that you're wrong. But it's not one of my favorites. It was a good tour though. But actually, yeah, I did see this tour. Ted Nugent opened up. So Nugent was awesome. That I remember seeing at the Brenda Byrne Arena in New Jersey, which changed names a million times, but at the time it was still Brenda Byrne Arena. The Sentinel, oops, wrong album. Nice. So yeah, for Crazy Nights, keep throwing them in the chat or hit us up in the comments below. Let us know what's your favorite off of Crazy Nights. All right, I did include Eric says, I tapped out back at Dynasty. Time to turn. Good night. Nice. Thanks for popping in, Eric. Good seeing you, man. So I did include Smashless Thrashers and Hits because it's got 2 songs on it. It's got Let's Put the X in Sex and You Make Me Rock Hard. Neither one great songs by no means, but I'll have to take the safe way out and put Let's Put the X in Sex. It was a good video. You Make Me Rock Hard. I just, that's something, just never cared for that song. And you do have, Blasphemy on here. You do have, is this the one that's got Beth on it? Beth with Eric Carr singing, which doesn't sound bad, but it wasn't necessary. It was like a slap in the face. Bill says there was a local hair metal band around here in the 80s called Licks. Oh, really? Was it like a play on Kiss or something? I mean, I know there's so many different ones. Well, excuse me, I mean the cover bands. Or not cover bands, I guess. Tribute bands, rather. But yeah, so this is picking 2. It's like the lesser of 2 evils. And I have to go with Let's Put the X in Sex. That's all. It's only 2 songs. It's one or the other. So we'll move on. Let us know. Hit us up in the comments. What's the lesser of the 2 evils on that? Now, this is where it's going to get harder. Not Make Me Rock Harder. Brett's like, I just sang Forever to my wife. Don't ask. Oh, man, you must have been drinking tonight. What'd you have? A couple more? Those Bourbon Counties? So here we go into Hot in the Shade. This was a great tour, though. Album, not so great, but the tour was awesome. I mean, they brought back some deep cuts on this tour. If any of you out there saw this tour, I saw it twice. I saw it at the Brendan Byrne Arena in Jersey, East Rutherford, and I saw it at Nassau Coliseum. So here they have a lot of songs. This was like they're like a lot of demos that they kind of put on here, and some of it really could be redone. Like Rise to It's on here, Betrayed, Hide Your Heart, Prisoner of Love, Read My Body, Love's a Slap in the Face, Forever, Silver Spoon, Cadillac Dreams, King of Hearts, Street Giveth and the Street Taketh Away, You Love Me to Hate You, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, Little Caesar, and Boomerang. So for me on here, probably Rise to It. Probably have to say, Rise to It. And this was good because the Rise to It video, if you guys remember, this is where they put the makeup back on just for the video. It was a little foreshadowing of what was to come. Brett was saying, set the night to music. I totally dig when John 5 was on Kiss My Wax and quoted saying, when his wife walked in during recording the episode, she dried up. Yes, John 5, when you go on Kiss My Wax, those guys are awesome too. Jason Herndon and what the hell's the other guy? The curmudgeon that's always on there with him. The guy that owns a record store, I forget his name. And Nick Buckland. Those guys, when they do the Kiss My Collectibles and Kiss My Wax, I love that. That's awesome. And John 5 is awesome. God, the guy's got a collection, right, Mick? What a fucking, I think he's got a better collection than Gene ever had. Maybe Hide Your Heart. Yeah, Hide Your Heart. What version do you like? Do you like that one? Do you like the Aces version? I think there was like 2 other versions. I think it was a country version too, for fuck's sake. Forever's another one of your favorite Kiss songs ever made. It's a great song. Don't get me wrong, but Rise to It I always liked. Forever, I wanted that to be my wedding song, but the wife's like, no, we're not having a Kiss song as our wedding song. I did try. I thought it would have been cool. She's like, no, it wouldn't be cool. We're not having a Kiss song as our wedding song. I'm like, all right, well, what are you going to do? But, I mean, there's a lot of songs on here. See, this is what happened. Like when CDs came out, bands would put too many songs on them. Some songs that they probably shouldn't have. They should have just held on to them. Alkaline says, I have a badge on YouTube for being a top 1%er, well, 0.01% Kiss listener. Really? What is that badge from? I don't know. How does that work? I never even knew that. That's cool. Yeah, I'm always looking up Kiss shit on YouTube, especially, if people put some older videos, people dig up stuff. I love all the old videos of the stuff in the 70s, all the advertisements. I have a ton of that shit that I got years ago, too. Tried out of all Kiss wives. Nice. Yeah, but the stuff when John I wish he would just do his own his own channel. I'd love to see him do a channel where he's showing off all that Kiss stuff. Could you imagine? Oh, just to walk around in that room of his with all the shit he's got. Holy crap. Yeah, but let us know. Hide your, well, a lot of people said hide your heart. I say rise to it. What's your favorite song off of Hot in the Shade? Is in the comments. Comments below. Let me know. Because now here we go again. And now this is the sad part because, hey, at least I got to see Eric Carr a few times before he passed, because in between that and between Revenge, we lost the late, great Eric Carr, died of cancer. And he didn't even get his due, because why? What other famous musician died the same day Eric Carr did? Hit me up in the chat. The hardcore Kiss fans will know this. So they kind of like glossed over poor Eric Carr's death. And I mean, right, not rightly so, but I can see why, because if you know who died that day, it was a big deal. Brett says, I heard Lipstick Nipple wants to be a Kiss tribute band. Hey, Bill's like, I quit. Bill's wedding song was Yakety Sax from the Benny Hill Show. Just kidding. Could you imagine? Yeah, I'm sure the wife wouldn't allow that. Take it off, or I just wanna. Oh yeah, for me, I would still right off the bat, Unholy. I still love Unholy. That's my favorite off of this album. Great riff, just heavy as all hell. Gene finally dropped all the nonsense he was doing and came back to the band and got a different wig, because he started to look like more like a rocker than he did when he was looking like a Vegas showgirl in the 80s. But yeah, so you got Unholy on here, Take It Off, Tough Love, Spit, God Gave Rock and Roll to You, Domino, Heart of Chrome, Thou Shalt Not, Every Time I Look at You, Paralyzed, I Just Wanna, and Car Jam, which is Eric Carr Jam that they throw in here, because they dedicated the album to him because he had passed. The Fredsters. What am I missing? Unholy. I'm right there with you, Mac. Great song. Unholy. Heavy as hell. I do love the version of God Gave Rock and Roll to You that they threw on here. I mean, obviously it was in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and on that soundtrack as well, but it's such a great version. The Domino is awesome. I mean, this was Bob Ezrin coming back, and to me, so this is easily my favorite Kiss non-makeup album. Unholy is Bill's favorite Kiss song ever made. I always wanted to do a death metal cover of it. Do it with the band. Do it with the Everscath. Why not? Yeah, Unholy is just great. This is when they really just came back. Revenge is the only Kiss album that you actually own, and it's on cassette. Nice. Yeah, this was their return to form. I saw this, and this is when they were really waning in popularity. This was right before the reunion tour, and I see why they were doing it, because this album was fucking great. And I saw them twice. So where I grew up in northern New Jersey, it was you got to see them at the Brendan Byrne Arena, which was by the old Giant Stadium. It's still there. And we'd get tickets to see them at the Nassau Coliseum, because they always seem to play the Brendan Byrne Arena and then Nassau Coliseum right after it. Not really the Garden, not at the time. And I remember going to see them both times, and like the whole upper level on both concerts, fucking empty. I mean, they were really waning in popularity, which sucks, because this was a great album. Mick wants to start a hardcore band called Moist. Well, you wouldn't have a lot of women there, because that's like isn't that like the most voted like word that women don't like is moist? I know my wife hates that word. Every Time I Look at You is actually a really good song, and they do a hell of a version of it on the Kiss Unplugged, and they also do it good on Kiss Symphony. Yeah, it's a good tune. There's a lot of good songs on here, so it's not easy, but Unholy is right at the top. I love Unholy. I mean, Spit's good. Domino was a tough second, because I love Domino. That's a great riff. Down, 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 down. Good song. All right, so let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments below. What is your favorite Kiss song off of Kiss Revenge? And while you're doing it, hit that fucking like button, man. Get those goddamn likes up. Make sure you subscribe, some bitches. I'll even get my little banner here. Hold on a second, just to annoy the shit out of people. Look at that. Now that's going to annoy everybody. God Gave Rock and Roll to You Too is actually a cover from a Christian rock band called Petra. I thought there was God Gave Rock and Roll to You Too. Isn't that who the hell was it that did that? Was it Argent? That was originally Argent that did that. I could be wrong. Let me know. Look at it. I thought that was Argent that did that. Not Kiss related. Who digs Nail Bomb or Fudge Tunnel? Say what? Nail Bomb or Fudge Tunnel? Never heard of them. Are those real bands? Bill, help us out while we move up to our next Kiss album. I've never heard of either band. Are they real? I mean, Fudge Tunnel. That sounds a little fudgy to me. Nail Bomb. Okay. But yes, we're moving up to the much maligned album that they threw out there right because of the reunion that they shelved because Kiss went through their grunge phase. Kiss Carnival of Souls. Yes, the final sessions with the Revenge lineup. Yeah, Argent wrote it. Yeah, Rod Argent wrote it. That's what I thought. Yeah, it was on Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey before it was on. They threw it on Revenge. Bill knows Nail Bomb and Fudge Tunnel, but he's not really a fan of either. So, okay. Oh, they're hardcore. I figured they were hardcore bands, but man, Fudge Tunnel is kind of that sounds a little sketchy. Sorry. So, all right. So we have Carnival of Souls. So this, you have Hate, you have Rain, Master and Slave, Childhood's End, I Will Be There, Jungle, In My Head, It Never Goes Away, Seduction of the Innocent, I Confess, In the Mirror, and I Walk Alone. To me, I mean, this is a heavy version. It's very grungy because, Kiss, they were known for chasing trends, and they, so we can't argue with it there, but I still like Jungle. I thought it was cool. I remember hearing it on here. Hate's a good one too, Mick. That's a close second. I remember when I was listening to the radio at the time, right before when they were releasing this, and they were like, "Oh, there's a new Kiss song," and it was "Jungle" was the single, and like, it's totally different Kiss, something you've never heard before. And they played it. I was like, "Wow!" I'm like, I actually liked it. I was like, "This is something different." It was cool. So I always liked the song "Jungle." And Hate though, Hate's good on here. I always like Childhood's End too. Childhood's End is not bad. There's not bad songs on here. It just gets a bad rap. But for those, if you've never heard it, go give it a shot. It's not that bad, especially if you do like the songs of that era when this came out, like the Alice in Chains and the not Alice in Chains again, like the Soundgardens and the Mudhoney's and those type of grungy bands that came out. It's not that bad. There's some good stuff on here. It's worth giving it a shot at least. You probably get it cheap too. So let us know either in the chat, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what's your favorite off of Carnival of Souls. And here we're going into the so-called Kiss reunion album, which really wasn't a reunion because they hardly even played on all of them. Psycho Circus. Yes, with the cool little lenticular cover. Pretty cool how it actually shows up on here. I like that. So yeah, Psycho Circus. Now this was everybody was dying to hear this because it was, their reunion and wow, the original Kiss is back, and we knew it was, you guys that know, it really was not much of a reunion. Grinder Rock album. Childhood's End is a great Iron Maiden track. Yeah, true. So you got Psycho Circus on here. You have Within. I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll. Into the Void. We Are One. You Wanted the Best. Raise Your Glasses. I Finally Found My Way. Dreamin' and Journey of 1,000 Years. So for me, my favorite song on here is Within. Great riff, and it's got some deep Gene songs on it. I love it. Alkaline Batteries loves all the songs on there. They're right. Yeah, I know it's not the original. I could do without I Finally Found My Way Home. I know they were grasping at a Beth's straw. I could do without that because they found something better. Journey of 1,000 Years is a little, but there's some other stuff on here too. Like We Are One. I like that. I like Into the Void. Good tune. I do like Psycho Circus, the song itself. Nothing wrong with it. You Wanted the Best. Raise Your Glasses. There's fun stuff on here. There is. But to me, my favorite, definitely Within. A lot of fun. Bill, I looked up Argent wrote God Gave Rock and Roll to You in 73. Then the Christian rock band Petra covered it twice. I didn't know that. That's why I was like, no, they didn't do it. I knew it was Rod Argent. I have to check it out. A Christian rock band covered that? Really? And why are you listening to Christian rock bands, Bill? Come on. You're a Satan worshiper. What's wrong with you? I have to check it out. Myself. So yeah, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know. What is your favorite song off of Psycho Circus? Do you not have a favorite song? Hit us up in the comments and hit me up in the comments below. Let me know. As we're getting to the end of the pile. For the souls of everyone. Nice. He's quoting songs now. Look at him. I love it. And this, this gets a shit rap. Sonic Boom. Because obviously it's not the original band, but if you listen to Sonic Boom, it's they tried to recapture that 70s, that rock and roll over love Gunnish era, and I think they did a pretty damn good job. They really did. The production is just like it, so it's not a bad album. Wasn't a bad tour either. I'll tell you that how I saw this tour in a second. So on Sonic Boom, you have Modern Day Delilah, Russian Roulette, Never Enough, Yes I Know, Nobody's Perfect, Stand, Hot and Cold, All for the Glory, Danger Us, I'm an Animal, When Lightning Strikes, and Say Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, Modern Day Delilah was the single, and Say Yeah was one of the other popular songs on here too. For me, there's a lot of good songs. There's some decent songs here, but I had stuff to go with Modern Day Delilah. I always liked it. I love the riff in it. I still have to go with Modern Day Delilah. Why does Delilah need to slave away? Well, Delilah was like basically like a whore, right? That was supposed to be about. Nixie says Petra was on the Morton Downey show. Really? They were on the Morton Downey show? That must have been interesting. I have to go look that up. Do you guys, for those of our age group, like Mick and I, do you guys remember the Morton Downey show? My brother and I used to watch it all the time on Channel 9 just to see what fights were going to break out. He was like the original guy for fights. I mean, I know the original show that was to bring up controversial subjects was probably Phil Donahue. But I think the show that really, way before Jerry Springer and all that shit was the Morton Downey show. And there's actually a real good documentary about the Morton Downey show too, Mick, on I think it's on YouTube. I saw it. That guy used to have some crazy shit go on. It used to be all sorts of fights. He had KKK people on there. He used to have some crazy shit go on there. I'm an Animal off of Sonic is crap. Sonic crap. Modern Day Delilah wasn't bad. And this was, so the funny thing is I saw this tour. This is the first tour I took my son to, Josan. I had entered somehow. I don't even remember this. I must have entered on one of the Kiss one of the Kiss groups or something on YouTube, not YouTube, on Facebook at the time. And we were down the Jersey Shore on vacation. We're walking on the Jersey Shore boardwalk, and you guys know New Jersey, the Wildwood Boardwalk. Been going there since I was a kid. We go every year for a couple of days every year and bring the kids down. So we're walking on the Jersey Shore boardwalk, and my phone rings. And I answer the phone. I'm like, oh, this is Patrick Ring. I'm like, yeah, what did I do? Like, you just won 2 tickets to see Kiss. I go, really? When did I even enter anything? I didn't even remember entering. Like, oh, you entered on one of the Facebook groups or something like that. So it was lawn seats, but I don't give a shit. They were free. I go, okay, cool. And information, whatever, they'll be at will call. So I remember telling my wife, I'm like, she's like, how did you win Kiss tickets? I go, I guess I entered online somehow. And they're like, where are they playing? And I'm like, I don't know. They said they're playing in Pennsylvania. I go, where in Pennsylvania? It turns out it was a small, amphitheater, literally a half hour from my house. That's not there. It's still there, but they closed down years ago. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's in the middle of the woods. And it was the first concert I took my son to. Took him to see Kiss on the lawn seats. And it was a great show. So I didn't have to pay for it. It was free. I remember buying You Wanted the Best CD in 96 and they came out with a phone card. That's right. Yeah. Well, I didn't do the live ones. Yeah. You wanted the best was the live one. But yeah, remember phone cards? Holy shit, they were big, especially when Kiss started the merchandising engine during the reunion tour. They had you could collect all the different. I had a shit ton of fucking Kiss phone cards that you could collect back in the day. Morton was a crazy. Oh yeah, he used to smoke like. Remember him? He'd always have the cigarette. He's like, zip it, zip it. That's when he was trying to tell you to shut the fuck up. You sit down, zip. Crazy pole smoker. Did I miss something? You mean you didn't have to shake your wee wee to win enough? Come on, man, go shake your wee wee over there. No, thank God I didn't have to shake my wee wee. I wouldn't have won any money. I probably wouldn't even thrown up, but yeah, I wouldn't get up there and shake my wee wee. I would not be the lucky one to go up there, shake my wee wee, lose, and then get to nail Shannon Tweed, and still get paid for it too. Fuck's sake. No, I don't have that kind of luck. No, not at all. But yeah, that was hysterical. The only time I ever won Kiss tickets to something. But Sonic Boom, yeah, I know it's not one of the more popular ones, but yeah, I have to go with Modern Day Delilah. Still like it. Throw your favorite in the chat. Throw your favorite in the comments below. What is your favorite off of Sonic Boom? All right. And we come to the top of the mountain, the end of the line, the last Kiss album that'll ever be released. Kiss Monster. Yes, another one that people give a lot of shit to. So you had Hell or Hallelujah on here, Walk of Sound, Freak, Back to the Stone Age, Shout Mercy, Long Way Down, Eat Your Heart Out, The Devil Is Me, Out of This World, All for the Love of Rock and Roll, Take Me Down Below, and Last Chance. I know exactly my favorite song off of this is what do you call it? Shout Mercy. I love the riff in that. So if you're not familiar with it, go check it out. Shout Mercy is my favorite song off of Monster. Alkaline Batteries is saying Hell or Hallelujah or The Devil Is Me. I do like Hell or Hallelujah. It is good. The Devil Is Me is awesome too, but I don't know, something about Shout Mercy. Just love that. It just rocks. Yeah, but we did a watch along of it a couple of months back. Or maybe it's even been longer than that. Man, this time's flying. We did a watch along on the channel of Detroit Rock City. It was fucking fun. I don't remember if you were there or not. Not your favorite album? No, it's not one of my favorites either. But Shout Mercy's the one song I always liked off of it. Got a good production value. I actually like the cover. It's kind of cool. It looks pretty cool. Like the 3D little vision of them. I think it's hard to see on here. But it wasn't bad. It would have been cool to do like something really out of the ordinary for the last release, but this is all you're going to get, and unless they do solo stuff, but there'll be no more Kiss. Who would have thought, after 50 years, no more Kiss. They've been in my life for this year will be 50 years. Yeah, right. 50 years. Yeah. 75. It's fucking crazy. I'll be 53 in 3 weeks. The fuck is wrong with this shit? I'm not supposed to get any older, damn it. But those are all the Kiss albums. Picked our favorite song from each one. If you didn't do it, you're watching this after fact, throw them in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Tickle my feet. Scratch my ass. Do all that fun shit. But yeah, I knew I hadn't done a Kiss and chat in a couple of months. And I said, what the hell? Kiss did a Ramones cover. Yeah, I just mentioned it on my last video. They did a cover of Rock and Roll Radio. Do you remember Rock and Roll Radio? So if you listen, it's God, whose book was it? I can't remember if it was Johnny, because was it Johnny or Joey or maybe it was Dee Dee's book from the Ramones. They talk about rehearsing. Or was it one of the Ramones? I can't remember who it was. Maybe somebody out there watches this after that remember this. Talks about how when they used to go rehearse, they would always hear this band plugging, chugging away in the other room, and how dedicated they were. And it was Kiss, rehearsing it at the same time, because they all came out of the same area at the same time. They all knew each other. They were all basically children of the New York Dolls, truth be told. Because the Dolls were the big band at the time. Peter Criss was best friends with Jerry Nolan. Jerry Nolan was Peter Criss's best friend. Jerry Nolan pretty much taught him how to play the drums. They both got into the drums together. And there's some cool videos. Actually, if you go For you people that aren't familiar with the Dolls, go look up the Dolls Halloween show at the Plaza Hotel, which I think was in '73, if I remember correctly. You'll see Ace Frehley. There's like news footage of the party, and you'll see Ace Frehley there in the makeup and everything. Go check it out. Yeah, but they were all pretty much children of the Dolls. The Dolls started that whole scene, and they even talk about how they didn't want to look like the Dolls. They wanted to do something totally different. I mean, go look at the very first release of the very first Kiss photo where they're all sitting outside their loft on Bleecker Street. Look at the picture of them. They all look like they were part of the New York Dolls. They were trying, because everything was the glam look at the time. Gene's makeup was used in porn. Vinegar Syndrome has that film. Gene's makeup was used in porn film? Really? What the hell movie? I mean, I know Vinegar Syndrome puts out movies. I know that it's not called Vinegar Syndrome. What the hell was what was the film? Let me know. I'm curious. I'll have to put it alongside the Halloween video, the Halloween porn. I'm sure you Halloween fans have seen that. There is a Halloween porn movie. And it's not very good. Oh, I'm trying to get used to this new I got a new microphone, and boom, and my fucking brim keeps hitting it. I have to turn my hat. No, not gonna work. Either that, or I just take my hat off. But the thing is, I just know the light's gonna reflect off my bald head, so I'll just keep my hat on. Kiss my dick. That'd be hysterical. I gotta go. You gotta let me know what that is, Mick. You gotta hit me up. If you don't know what it is now and you remember after the fact, hit me up. But yeah, I'll hang out for a couple more minutes and just bullshit, because it's 11:45 here on the East Coast, and I'm probably just gonna go hang out and do nothing, because I would love to have a drink or two, but I'm trying to be a good boy. Being a good boy really sucks. It's just not fun. I could definitely use a beer or a shot. Big says, I'll have to look at my Blu-rays. So you own it. Okay, yeah, let me know. I'll probably Google it and look it up later. Might be able to find it somewhere. Give me something to do tonight. But yeah, so any ideas for next? I mean, we got some Kiss fans here. What's the next idea for a Kiss and chat? Throw some ideas in the comments. I like to do these more now that the new year's starting, and work is mellowing out a little bit. I'd like to do some more of the Kiss and chats and do some other live stuff, and bring my buddy either Bill or Brett on, and we'll do some other stuff. I want to try to do a couple more live things here and there. Just do a little bit more on the channel. I got real busy with the holidays. Who hasn't gotten busy with the holidays? And just work. But I'm looking to do some more fun stuff. Tomorrow night's going to be good. Make sure you guys come back for the podcast tomorrow. Desert Island Movies. Your top 10. What is your 10 movies you would have to have with you if you would stranded on a desert island? You can include porn. It could be anything. So we're doing that tomorrow, and we're doing what do you call it? We're doing a movie review of Scanners, because we're watching Scanners on Tuesday, and we're doing our top 5 exploding heads in movies. It's gonna be a fun-filled evening tomorrow. Make sure you join us for that. Ryan says, this is my one night I can stay up since the gym doesn't open at 4. It opens at noon on Sundays. Brian is hardcore, man. I give you all the credit, and I hope, and seriously, what you were saying before, I hope everything works out, brother. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's it's tough. If you are going to do anything, don't drink a beer, do a shot. It'll help your congestion and shit. And I was thinking about that, maybe just doing like a shot or something, because I took my antibiotic early this morning, so it's dissipated by now. I mean, usually you try to stay away from alcohol when you have antibiotics, because it kind of deadens it. But if I had it probably at like 8 o'clock this morning, so it's gone. So I might have to do a little shot. Maybe if you and Brett are around, if you guys want to hang after the fact, if you guys aren't doing anything, I'll hang out here. We can just bullshit after the fact. I don't want to go too long on this, because it's bordering on almost 2 hours. An hour and 40 minutes. But this was fun. I was going to do this on Monday night, but I knew it would run late. I got to work the next day, and I figured, let's just do it tonight. I know my voice sounds like shit, but like I said, I was bored to tears. Everybody out there knows when you're sick and you're home, it sucks. I mean, I had a lot of stuff to keep me busy, but still. So we're doing, we should start doing the Cronenberg films, because Reanimator's got an anniversary this year. It's 40 years. So we're going to do Reanimator this year. So we're starting with Scanners. We'll have to do Videodrome. I love Videodrome. Shout out to James Woods, man. you guys been watching the fires in LA? I mentioned it earlier in the stream. My heart goes out to LA. A lot of those places we saw. Brett, you noticed that too. If you guys have been following all the stuff out there, the sender to for help in Pasadena is the Pasadena Convention Center. That's where we were all for Halloween 45 Years of Terror convention a few years ago. But James Woods was on the air. He lost his house. A lot of people lost their house, man. That's crazy shit. I was just watching Dennis Quaid earlier as he was loading up his car with his daughter's shit. And the TV crew just happened to be outside his house. And he was talking to them. It's a goddamn shame. Oh, the Scanners Blu-ray. See, I don't even own the Scanners. See, I don't own as much on DVD as I used to. I stopped buying it. But I'm going to rent it like I usually do. Ryan's doing a one-handed push-ups on his fingertips while he's watching this. I'm sure he's working out. But yeah, if you're not around the way, I'll send the VIP link tomorrow anyway. You and Cody and Lurch. I know Lurch usually can't make it because he's been working nights. But yeah, any ideas? Well, while we have some of the Kiss fans in the chat still, what's some good Kiss shit for the next Kiss in chat? I'll be interested. Let me know. Oh no, not Reanimator. Reanimator is it's a Lovecraft film, but it wasn't done by Cronenberg. My bad. I just know it's 40 years old this year. To me, it always seemed like a Cronenberg film. Yeah, I was Cronenberg and like a lot of the Lovecraft stuff. I always blend the two together. Dennis Quaid, the original Bob, yeah. He was cool. He stopped and he talked. I think at some point he had to be getting annoyed because the reporter wasn't letting him go. He's like trying to get shit out of his house before it goes on fire, and the reporter just sees the opportunity and just chewed his ear off. I don't know if you watched it, Brett. Did you watch it? But he was cool. He was very down to earth. He was very cool. Reiner came from the gym. Yeah, the Brood is another one, right? Isn't the Brood the Cronenberg? That's a Cronenberg film. That's one of the earlier ones, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but any Kiss ideas. So I mean, we can go with the live albums, like your favorite songs of the live albums, or rank them or something. We could do favorite Kiss videos. We could talk about some of the Kiss like commercials back in the day. Kiss, anything related to Kiss, I'm up for. Kiss and chat. Let's do. I could talk, like I said, I could talk Halloween. I could talk Kiss, and that doesn't mean I know everything about it because I don't claim to. I just like to get a dialogue going because, hey, learn from other Kiss fans and learn from other Halloween fans. So I like to do this. It's just fun. Like I said, you guys are telling me all these bands that did covers of Kiss songs. I never fucking knew that. Wrote them all down. I'm gonna have to go check them out after the fact. And you told me about a porn with the Gene makeup in it. Never would have known about that. How about musicianship? Who's the best of Kiss? I could do like, I have one of those, like all the cool podcasters do, the tier ranking thing. We could do that. We could do tearing it up where we're tiering like all the musicians in Kiss, different guitar players, the drummers. We can even do the guest musicians too. If you want, we can get real deep, Mick, and start doing like, Bob Kulick, Dick Wagner, Anton Fig. Who else? Who's the guy that plays with Edgar Winter that played on side 4 too. Oh God, what the fuck's his name? Rick Derringer. Yeah, we can do that. I'll be up for that. I have the tearing up thing. I only used it once. I have to play around with it. And I'm not one of the cool guys in the cool podcasting world, but that would be cool. Musicianship. I'll write that down. Amongst all the other shit I have on here. Let me say musicianship. Yeah, I'm up for anything. You guys hit up in the chat, throw in the comments below. What's some cool Kiss and chat live stuff would be fun to do? And like I said, hit that like button and hit that damn subscribe button while we're at it. Be fun stuff to do. I'm up for anything. But yeah, maybe we'll close this out. Just maybe keep it under 2 hours. Maybe I will go do that shot of whiskey for my throat because the throat's definitely getting dry and I'm losing my voice. Right, so speaking of musicianship, got in an argument online a few weeks ago about Gene on a bass player. Gene as a bass player, rather. Keenan was trying to tell me he wasn't worth a damn. I beg to differ. Gene's very underrated. Is he the greatest? No, but he's a good, solid bass player. Writes good, solid bass lines. I mean, plays and sings, which is not easy. I can't do it. I don't know how people do it. I've tried, can't do it. I mean, just doing backups. I'm not a singer by no means. I sang lead on a couple songs back in my old band, but he's not bad. He really isn't. There's some good stuff there. But some musicians can be snobs. They're just snobs. Oh, if you can't play 100 notes a second, this one's better than that. It's all subjective to begin with. I mean, you can argue with somebody till you're blue in the face who's a better guitar player, who's a better drummer. It's all a matter of taste. It's just all subjective. Idea: best kiss makeup I ever painted on Craig while he was sleeping. If you ever did that, I want pictures. I need to see pictures of that. Nick was trying not to convince a Zeppelin fan that Paul is not a Paul smoker. I don't know. That's been around forever, and who the hell knows? And hey, still like his music, personal life. If that's what he was into, don't care. Yeah, oh, believe me. If you're a Kiss fan, you've fought with people over the years over, oh, Kiss sucks, Kiss can't play, they're a makeup band, they're fake, they're whatever. Sorry. I always liked the music. Music was always first and foremost with me. The image was there. Not going to lie. That's what grabbed me. That's what, as kids, we rallied around because we saw the covers of Kiss albums. But the music was always there. I loved the music. Loved it from day one. Well, believe me, I used to hear it all the time, especially back in the early 80s, wearing like Kiss shirts. Oh, Kiss sucks. Okay, well, you know what? Duran Duran. All the Duran Duran people, which I don't even hate Duran, but all these people throwing us like, this sucks too. I don't like your shit. But I'm not going around telling you to your face like, oh, I hate that. This sucks. That sucks. I just like what I like. Right? Says exactly. My favorite guitar player is Stevie Ray Vaughan. Best, maybe in this particular genre, but exactly one of my favorite guitar players ever. Big influence on me. We play cover band that I'm in now. We do a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan because I'm a diehard Stevie Ray Vaughan fan, and I even mentioned it in when I was talking about in 1980 when I just did my ranking just now, because one of my other favorite guitar players was Randy Rhoads, and both died in. Well, not. I was waiting for somebody to correct me because God forbid you say something wrong on a YouTube video. There's always somebody there to correct you. I did say, they both died in plane crashes. Well, you want to be technical? He died in a helicopter crash. I know that because I'm waiting for somebody to correct me, and I'm sure one of you guys are going to do it now just to break my balls. But I did say plane crash, and I was like, after the fact, I'm waiting for that guy to say, no, he died in a helicopter crash. I know. I remember that day like it was that August day in 1990, like it was yesterday. Tell the story because. So I am going to do a video. Maybe I'll do it live because it'd be more fun. I don't think I'll make it a Kiss and chat because it's not necessarily related to Kiss. I mentioned it, I think, on the 1980 video. I'm going to do a live stream where we talk all the bands that we love that for some reason or other we never got a chance to see and why. Like either you couldn't get a ticket, didn't have the money, you were away, they canceled, somebody died. I thought that'd be fun to discuss the bands that you probably have a favorite band that you love, but you just never got a chance to see them for some other reason. Don't throw them in the chat. Save them, please. I'd rather do that under the stream, so save those. But I can say one of my big ones is my biggest regret was Stevie Ray Vaughan. So back in 1990, I was going to DeVry for electronics in New Jersey, and I used to pass, for you Jersey folks, remember that the PNC Arts Center used to be called the Garden State Arts Center. So back at the time, it was the Garden State Arts Center. And I used to pass it every day commuting to school. And who was playing? It was right there. I think it was July. It was right before, like a month before he died. And it was Steve Ray Vaughan and Joe Cocker. So I was like, shit, I got to go. Because every time Stevie came around, I was never able to go see him. So I said, okay. Me and my roommate were big fans. Shout out to my old roommate, Roland. We were going to go. Somehow, we got busy, but he was also playing it in Manhattan. So like, we'll just go see him in the city when he plays in New York. And he died. He went out to Alpine Valley, out by Brett, and never got out. They crashed in the helicopter. Broke my heart. Never got a chance to see him. So that was one of my biggest. That's probably my biggest one that got away. Like Randy Rhoads, he died in 82 before he was even going to concerts. I wanted to go to concerts. My parents wouldn't take us. I didn't get to go to my first concert till 84. Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. But I thought it'd be fun. Talk about what bands didn't you get to see for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't play in your area, you didn't have the money, whatever. There's a few. That's why I was thinking, shit, there's a lot of bands I love that I just never got a chance to see for some reason or other. Let's see what's going on in the chat before I head the hell out. Let's see. Bill says Eddie Van Halen was always a favorite of his. He was so fun to watch do the amazing things, which he did. He made, dude, and believe me, I did the deep dive. I was a big Van Halen fan. He made it look so easy, and it's not. I tried. I could play a lot of the stuff, and pretty decent, but it wasn't easy shit by no means. Randy or Jake? Randy. Sorry. I love Jakey Lee. Very underrated guitar player. Fantastic guitar player. I mean, just go listen to the guitar solo and Bark at the Moon. Just listen to anything on Bark at the Moon. Jakey Lee's a great guitar player. Plus, Badlands. I loved him in Badlands. Badlands was fucking great until Ray Gillen drank himself to death. Great band, Badlands. And there's your Kiss connection right there. Who was the drummer for Badlands? Eric Singer. Yeah, I only got to see Eddie Van Halen once. I only saw Van Halen once, and that was with I never saw him with David Lee. That's another one I got away. That'll be part of that show. I saw him with Sammy on the Monsters of Rock tour back in was that 87? It was 87. Yeah, I thought because I was thinking, I'm like, damn, there's a lot that I never got to fucking see. I thought it'd be a great topic. Never got to see the Fuck Bunnies. Never heard of them. Sounds interesting. Also, bands that elude you for a long time, but finally got to see. That's another one. I like that. I think that would have been great to see Zeppelin or the Beatles. Oh, hell yeah. You're not familiar with Van Halen music? Sorry. Seriously? Yeah, I'm not. So any of you guys got them? Save them for the next. Well, save it for the next live stream. That'd be fun. Well, I know Roger Waters did a lot of he played the Wall, a lot of shows. He played did you ever go see it, Brett? Brett's a big Pink Floyd fan. That's his favorite band. Did you ever go see Roger Waters do the Wall? Yeah, I saw him once, and it was a great show. I don't dislike Van Hagar by no means. I just never got to see them with Roth. Right? Wasn't it alcohol? I thought I know he had cirrhosis of the liver, I thought. Or was it something else? Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that's what it was, because I know he was a big boozer. I could be wrong. I've no problem being corrected. What did he die of? He was from Jersey too. He's from Cliffside Park, where I talked about that first record store that I used to go to. I thought it was like something with his liver because he was such a fucking heavy drinker. If I remember correctly. You did. I kind of figured you probably saw him do it twice, and one at Wrigley Field too. 1060 West Addison. Wait, I was going to Google it, but I'll wait for Mick to tell me what we actually died of. I thought it was like cirrhosis because he was such a heavy drinker. With that band, do you have them? Because I know they don't have. They're long out of print. Did they ever reprint them? Because I remember the second one was a Tattoo Highway. Is that what it's called? If I remember correctly, I had to look forever to get that on disc years ago. I don't know if they ever reissued the first two, but if you guys have never heard Badlands, go check out Badlands. Fucking great shit, man. What a shame. Oh, Voodoo Highway. It's Voodoo Tattoo Highway. It's called Voodoo Highway. That's it. Great freaking band. High Wire, probably the best. Oh God, what a great riff. Talk about Jakey Lee. Go listen to Badlands, High Wire. Oh, what a great song. They actually do a version of, what's it on the second album? They do a cover of, they do a James Taylor cover on Voodoo Highway. What the fuck is the song? Fire and Rain. The James Taylor song, Fire and Rain. They do a cover of that on Voodoo Highway, if I remember correctly. Let's say right here on chat, please. I'll look it up. I know he was a big drinker and he had those issues. I'll look it up later. I thought it was related to that. Oh, wait a second. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. But have they ever released this stuff again? Because I have not seen it anywhere. Like I said, I bought Badlands. I bought the first disc years ago when it first came out, and but I never got my hands on Voodoo Highway. And I looked. I remember finding it like at a used CD store years later. What was another really good band? Here's another one. Another great topic. Bands that are out of print that you're trying to find CDs. If you guys ever hear of the River Dogs, go listen to. There, it's out of print. It was what's his name's Vivian Campbell's band. After Dio, before he got into Def Leppard, they put out two was it 2 albums? River Dogs, yeah, 2 I believe. Was it 2 that they did? I think so. Yeah. But the first one is really good. It's called the River Dogs. I mean, you can probably find this shit on YouTube. I mean, now with the internet, you can find all this shit anywhere. But I remember I searched high and low because I had it on cassette, and the cassette was like shot to shit. It took me forever to find that on disc. Yeah, go check out the River Dogs. It was awesome. Yeah, exactly. But I knew he was a big drinker, and I think I remember you talking about why. Because of other extracurricular activities, I think, if I remember correctly. But what a waste. And that's a band that eluded me too. I remember I was down the Jersey Shore. We were down in Seaside Heights for all you Jersey Shore fans. You watch the show. So I was down in Seaside Heights one summer, and there was a theater down there. I can't remember the name of it. I remember going down the strip, and I remember seeing on the marquee Badlands was playing. But I was down there with a bunch of friends. And I'm like, oh man, I'd love to go see these guys. And there's another one that got away because I went and saw Badlands before Ray Gillen died, and I didn't go. So that's another one that got away from me. Who knew? Because remember, Ray Gillen was a Jersey boy. He is a great guitar player. I mean, he's obviously mellowed out over the years because he doesn't go too crazy with Def Leppard. But man, well, he does good with what do you call it? Was it Dio Disciples? Is that the band? Disciples of Dio, whatever they do, where they do all the Dio stuff that he did back in the day from the first couple of Dio albums, something like that. I've listened to it a few times. It's actually really good. He's an incredible guitar player. And shout out to all the shit he went through. He was battling cancer pretty bad too. It's good to see he came out on the other side. Another one you missed was Jam Jam and the Butt Lords from the 80s. Man, you got some weird ones. Holy shit. I mean, that's another good topic. Bands with weird names. We could do that too. Dio Disciples. Yep. Great. Good shit, man. Isn't that with the hell singer? Is that Tim Ripper Owens? Isn't he the singer in that band, Bill? If I remember correctly. You never heard a Van Halen song? Seriously? You don't know on radio? How do you not? I mean, you can't avoid a Van Halen song. Especially on classic rock, unless you just don't listen to classic rock radio. Really? Yeah, Ripper Owens. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. I remember hearing it. It was good shit. He was a hell of a singer too. Oh, he can't after Sammy Blowhard. All right, gotcha. Hey, God bless that guy, man. He's in his late 70s. He still can sing, and he still fucking parties like a rock star. I follow him on Instagram. He was just posting pictures of some fucking party he was hanging out at. God bless that guy. He must be like freaking bulletproof or 100 proof. All right. Well, you know what? I'm just about to hit 2 hours, so I think we can get the hell out of here. So I'm losing my voice, and I don't want to make this too long. But we'll be back. Well, since it's already Sunday, be back tonight at 8 p.m. with that horror movie podcast with my buddy in the chat, Brett. And we'll come back probably a week or so, maybe another week or two. We'll do another Kiss and Chat, and we'll do maybe Kiss musicianship. We'll tear it up with all the different people that played in the band and some other stuff that we just talked about. We had a lot of good ideas here. I wrote them all down. This is awesome stuff. That's why I miss doing this. I was doing them like regularly, like every other Wednesday, and I just got busy. So I'd like to do them. I'd rather do them on a weekend so I can hang out and have a couple of drinks. So maybe we'll do them on Saturday nights. All depends on what the wife has planned and how much she's yelling at me about not doing things I'm supposed to be doing because I'm having fun. So I'm going to go upstairs and see what she's doing. She's probably in bed. But yeah, so we'll be back later on tonight with that horror movie podcast. Make sure you guys come back, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that fun, happy horseshit. Thanks everybody in the chat tonight. This was a lot of fun. Let's just check the chat one last time before we go. Priest Jugulator is one of his favorites. That's some heavy shit, Jugulator. Yeah. I could talk Priest all night too. God, I love it. Van Halen, Till If Is on Your Drumming. Oh, Alex he was great. Sings on Ice Earth's best records ever. Yeah, he's another one. He's just an incredible fucking singer. But yeah, Meg, take care. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm gonna get going because I'm losing my voice, and I'm probably gonna go take a quick shot of something to soothe my throat. Go check on the wife, and just I don't know. I'm wide awake, so I'll be here. So Bill, Brett, if you're still in the chat, I'm wide awake. If you want to hang out, get really drunk, but I can hang out and bullshit. But thanks everybody. See everybody tomorrow night. Let me find my outro here, and everybody have a great rest of your evening and a good morning, a Sunday morning, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the chat tonight. All right, later.